Hey Screen Rant fans, it's Ryan here.
And I'm Rob.
You sure are. Now, Avengers Infinity War was probably one of the craziest cinematic experiences in recent years, and it left us on kind of a massive cliffhanger where a bunch of heroes need to be swiffered up off the ground. Everyone's wondering what exactly is gonna go down in Avengers 4, and that's why today we have a theory battle for you guys.
We're each gonna go through a theory about the upcoming Avengers 4 movie.
Which one of these two theories is the most likely to be true? We're gonna leave that up to you. That kind of rhymed, which is very fun. Before we dive in, please do consider hitting that subscribe button and ringing the bell. That'll let you stay up to date with all our new stuff. So Rob, take it away with the first theory.
Why, thank you, Ryan. The theory I'll be going through says that the Hulk is actually a Skrull.
False.
Well, if you give me the chance to explain it.
Yeah, no, that's fair, my bad.
So, we don't know a ton about the upcoming Captain Marvel movie. We know it's starring Brie Larson from Room.
Oh, hi, Mark.
No, that's The Room.
Right.
But one thing we do know is that it's going to be loosely based on the Kree-Skrull War storyline from Marvel Comics. We're guessing that's going to be pretty awesome to watch because it's always fun to see aliens punching each other. But what this theory is really concerned with is the introduction of the Skrulls. If you're not familiar with the Skrulls, they're an alien race that are capable of shapeshifting. In other words, they can take the form of literally anyone.
Even superheroes?
Literally anyone.
Even, like, a dog?
Why would they want to take the form of a dog?
I don't know, to do dog stuff?
Well, if they wanted to take the form of a dog to do dog stuff, I'm sure they could. But in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I'm guessing they'd have bigger fish to fry.
Could they take the form of a fish?
Probably, but we're getting way off track. See, the Captain Marvel movie is set to take place in the 90s and introduce a shapeshifting alien race. And that's super messed up if you think about it. If shapeshifters are a real thing, you couldn't be sure you're even talking to the real me right now.
I'd have to ask you some super personal questions to verify it's you, like what's your credit card number?
I'm not telling you my credit card number.
Wow, okay, you heard it here first, everyone. Rob is definitely a Skrull.
Anyway, the introduction of the Skrulls in the 90s means that at any point in all the MCU films we've seen, a character could have technically been replaced by a Skrull, and the audience would have been none the wiser. Obviously, this idea has given birth to a ton of fan theories about who could actually be Skrulls in disguise.
I theorize that Rob is one.
I'm not even in the MCU.
Solid point, okay, carry on.
So in terms of actual theories, one of the most compelling ones says that the Hulk has been a Skrull since Thor Ragnarok.
Specifically Thor Ragnarok?
Specifically Thor Ragnarok. See, a telltale sign of being a Skrull would be someone acting out of character. And if you think about it, Bruce Banner has been super sketchy since that movie. In Ragnarok, Bruce spent so much time as the Hulk that he'd actually developed a character and personality of his own.
Right, he was like a Hulk baby. It was super weird.
Right, and that was used as an explanation for why he seemed a little weird and disoriented when he finally transformed back into Bruce. Even Thor thought he felt like a different person.
I mean, that is a pretty solid explanation for that behavior.
Maybe, but it's also a pretty solid cover.
Fair enough.
And Hulk got even stranger in Avengers Infinity War.
True, he was all weird and he couldn't even turn into the Hulk.
We only saw him as the Hulk once, and he got absolutely demolished by Thanos. Then he spent the rest of the movie as Bruce Banner, supposedly because Hulk was traumatized from the beatdown and didn't want to come out to play.
I mean, you have to admit that probably would be traumatizing, getting hit with those big purple fists.
Yeah, it definitely wouldn't be fun. What's really weird though is that Bruce actually seemed to remember everything he'd experienced as the Hulk. He even knew super important things about the Infinity Stones that he'd have no reason to know. The Hulk we've seen in other movies, even Thor Ragnarok, couldn't remember the stuff he did while in Hulk mode.
If he could, he'd mostly just remember smashing things and wearing stretchy pants.
Yeah, so whatever Skrull was taking the shape of Bruce Banner probably realized how much of a threat Thanos was and decided to tell the Avengers about the stones. Like, hey guys, I technically shouldn't have any memory of this, but there's this big purple dude on the way and he wants some stones. And they were like, yeah, okay, that sounds terrible and we have no reason to question how you know all this information.
I guess that is basically how that went.
What's more is that in the comics, Skrulls can duplicate the superpowers of people they're impersonating, but it's pretty hard for them to do that. It's even more difficult with an unpredictable power set like the Hulk's, so a Skrull version of the Hulk would be weaker than the real one.
A Hulk without super strength is basically the Jolly Green Giant.
Now, think back to the last two movies. Hulk's been kinda weak. He almost got beat by Thor in a gladiator match, he had a hard time fighting Fenris the Asgardian wolf, and he got his butt kicked by Thanos. It feels like the real Hulk would have performed just a little bit better than that. So in short, the Skrulls would have picked up the Hulk sometime after he took off in the Quinjet at the end of Age of Ultron and replaced him with one of their own. The pieces do seem to be in place for Marvel to make this reveal in Avengers 4.
Alright, Rob, interesting theory.
Thank you.
To counter it though, I mean, yeah, maybe Bruce has been acting kind of weird since Thor Ragnarok, but the explanations that the movie gave for that seem pretty solid to me. If some monster was in charge of my body for 2 years, I'd probably be pretty disoriented when I came to, you know? And if Thanos punched me in the face, I'd be like, yeah, that sucked, let's not do that again. I also think there's probably gonna be too much going on in Avengers 4 for them to include that. Like, there's gonna be time travel and quantum realms. I doubt they're also gonna have Hulk be like, yeah, hey, by the way, I'm not me, I'm an alien, so deal with that.
Could be a post-credit scene to set up Phase 4.
Yeah, maybe.
Alright Ryan, let's hear your theory.
Right, so the theory that I'm presenting is that Doctor Strange actually did use the Time Stone against Thanos.
Except that no, he didn't.
Except that maybe he did, Rob. This Reddit user named LolGuru put together a theory that's pretty compelling.
Oh great, let's hear what the amazing LOL Guru has to say.
Yeah, I normally wouldn't listen to someone with a name like LolGuru, but this theory's pretty great, so I'm gonna give them a pass on this one. I'm gonna be a pass guru, if you will.
Oh lord.
So I think we can all agree one of the most frustrating things about Infinity War was that Doctor Strange seemingly didn't use the Time Stone. Using it was literally how he defeated Dormammu at the end of his movie, and yet he didn't bust that baby out to take on Thanos. Like, what are you doing, Strange? Use the Time Stone to turn Thanos into a baby and punt him off a bridge like Baxter and Anchorman.
Solid reference.
Thank you. Now, even Thanos calls Doctor Strange out on this. He literally says you never once used your greatest weapon. And it's like, yeah, that's a really good point, Thanos. But if LolGuru's theory is true, then Thanos probably should have seen that as a red flag rather than something to make fun of.
So what's the theory?
Well, we're talking about time here, so it's a little tricky, but bear with me. So LolGuru says he went back to Doctor Strange's movie and got confirmation that some people have the power to ignore the effects of the Time Stone. We saw this happen with that bathrobe-wearing raccoon man Caecilius. Now, when Thanos and Doctor Strange meet, Thanos already has the Power Stone. If there's anything that would give someone the power to ignore the power of another stone, it's the Infinity Stone that literally has power in the name.
You're saying power kind of a lot.
Power. So basically, Doctor Strange can't directly use the Time Stone on Thanos and kick him off a bridge or whatever. And he knows this, so he's gotta get real sneaky with it.
Doctor Strange does look like a guy that can get sneaky.
Right? Look at that facial hair. You don't maintain that kind of goatee unless you're keeping some major secrets.
So how does Dr. Goatee get sneaky?
Well, to understand how he gets sneaky with it, we have to understand that each Infinity Stone has some kind of unique property that's directly related to the type of power. For example, you can't get the Soul Stone unless you trade a soul for it. The Mind Stone can develop a consciousness. That's how Vision is able to walk around and be like, what's up, I'm alive and I'm falling in love with a witch, which is insane, so let's not think about it too much. Then there's the Reality Stone, which can take on different physical states. It doesn't have to remain solid, it could be liquid, or it can transform into gas like a meal at Taco Bell.
So what's the unique property of the Time Stone?
Well, according to the theory, the Time Stone can travel through time. So, when Doctor Strange hid the stone, he wasn't just hiding it behind some magical illusion like Loki did with the Tesseract or whatever. He was actually sending it forward in time for the Avengers to use later. Like, hey guys, I have a fun little gift for you because my goatee and I are about to turn to dust.
Rest in peace, Goatee.
So, when he seemingly made it appear and gave it to Thanos, that's not because he was breaking the magical illusion. It's because he had just made the stone travel back in time from that 1 in 14 million future where the Avengers win.
Is it normal my brain hurts?
That's totally normal, mine does too. A couple of things back this theory up pretty well. First off, when Doctor Strange gives the stone to Thanos, it's glowing. Usually stones glow when their power is being used. Like when you press a button in the elevator, except, you know, slightly more powerful than that. Also, when Thanos grabs the stone, he doesn't seem to be able to take it physically. It's like he's grabbing onto its aura or something. And LolGuru points out that he even shoots Doctor Strange a little look when this happens. Like, I see that goatee, man, you'd better not be trying something weird here. So, long story short, when Thanos went through with the famous snap, he did it using a time stone from a future in which the Avengers win. That would create this kind of monster time paradox, which could also explain why the gauntlet breaks when the snap happens.
But how would that help the Avengers win?
Well, it's possible that the time stone can travel through time but not space. So when Thanos heads back to Titan after the snap, that'll make the stone appear right in front of Tony Stark at the beginning of Avengers 4. So he'll wipe some Spider-Man dust off his suit and be like, hey, look at this green glowy thing. And that's actually why Doctor Strange needed Tony alive for the plan to work. If there's anyone who can figure out why the stone appeared and how to harness its power, it's him. Also probably Shuri, who we just got confirmation is alive. So there you have it, a great theory from the great LolGuru.
Alright, pretty solid theory. It does make a lot of assumptions about a lot of stuff though, and it kinda makes you wonder why Doctor Strange didn't just explain that to Tony. They had a good few minutes before the snap happened.
Wizards are mysterious, man. Also, maybe time flows differently on Titan. Kind of an interstellar situation.
Pretty big maybe.
I mean, Doctor Strange saw the way the future plays out, and it doesn't seem to me like he would be passive about it. He had an Infinity Stone at his disposal, and I bet he used it. Either way, it's time to turn this over to you guys in the YouTube comment section. Which of these two theories do you think is the most plausible? Has the Hulk been a Skrull in disguise since Thor Ragnarok? Or did Doctor Strange get sneaky with the Time Stone and trick Thanos? Leave us a comment letting us know your thoughts. Also, let us know if there are any other theories you'd like to see a theory battle for. And as always, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Screen Rant for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching.